This broadcast of Bearcat football was brought to you by Big World Pharmacy, Community National Bank, Century 21, Regions Bank, Smee's Pharmacy, Mazzio's Pizza, Connie's Gifts, Tyler Ford, A1 Superstop, First Western Bank, First Baptist Church in Booneville, Russell Cellular, Jim and Jason's Barbershop, The Gathering Place, Merle Norman Cosmetics, Winchell's Electronics, Skinner Hardware, K's, and the Booneville Development Corporation. Please shop these sponsors of Bearcat football.
And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. We're live from West Fork, Arkansas tonight. This is Booneville Bearcat football for the rest of the crew. Stacy McCullough, and up top, who we got? Jason Rodats, and the stranger here. Sir, my name is Larry Mitchell. What would your name be?
My name is Buddy Swift there, sir.
Oh, Buddy Swift. You've changed a lot since I saw you last. The Swift one is back with us tonight. Buddy Swift.
It's fun. I'm glad to be back.
Hey, we're glad to have you back. We could have used you last week. Bearcats regained, fell behind 18-0 at the half. Rallied in the second half to take the lead 21-18, only to see it slip away in the waning moments and lose 24-21.
Well, I had to hear about that long distance as I was in North Carolina. However, I did grieve that loss. Tonight we are facing the West Fork Tigers. This is a key matchup. Booneville cannot afford to lose any more conference football games. And so the Bearcat contingent is over on the side, and here we go, and the kick is in the air.
It's a long one, end over end, fielded down inside the 15. Number 82, I believe, on the run back to about the 23-24. He's gang tackle there. West Fork, the receiver, was Daniel Yates. He's a junior, and took it from about the 14 up to the 24, Buddy, on the run back. A 10-yard return, and the Tigers will have it first and 10 from their own. Well, they spotted it actually at the 22-yard line. So what do you call this? Is this Tiger Stadium? Is it
I would call it Tiger Stadium.
Is it Death Valley? What is it?
Well, West Fork did choose to receive the football. They did win the toss. They chose to receive. Booneville has kicked off, and Anthony Tillery that time made the defensive stop, and now West Fork comes out on offense first and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Chris Brick, the quarterback, number 5, wants to throw it. Rolling to his left, looking, firing complete up to the 25, up to the 30, or near the 30-yard line. Tackle is made over there by number 35, Daniel Shaw, for the Bearcats, but the first play from scrimmage is a good one. They net 8 on the pass, a little roll-out pass to the left, wide open. Second down, 2.
That young man was number 48, Ben Israel, the young man on the reception, and a little flat pass. Actually, the ball was fumbled on the snap, and the quarterback was able to maintain possession with the ball up in his face, rolled out to the left-hand side, and hit Israel in the flat for a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 from about the 31-yard line of West Fork.
Tigers go with one wide out to the left. They try a running play up the middle. It might possibly get the first down. Let's see where they spotted Buddy. He was close to the first down marker. They mark it at near the 32-yard line. That's about where he had to get for the first down. I think the officials want a measurement.
They're going to bring the chains on. It was real close. They ran a midline veer. One of the things we're going to notice about the West Fork offense, especially, Larry, is that they're going to be very similar to the Booneville offense. I was watching them as they warmed up, and they were running a wing-back type offense, very similar to Booneville's wing T. However, they were running kind of like out of a broken bone set or a wing bone. And there is enough yardage for a first down. So West Fork has managed a first down on their first possession. The ball is at the 33-yard line of West Fork, first and 10, Tigers.
Hash mark to the far side is where they'll scrimmage from. Line of scrimmage between the 32 and 33-yard line. That's the initial first down of the first half, first quarter.
All firsts.
All first for the West Fork Tigers. Here they come to the line of scrimmage. Looks like an eye behind the quarterback. Handoff faked to the second man through. Sprick is on the run for his life. Intended out here in the flat for number 48, Ben Israel, and incomplete. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10. Well, he faked to the fullback, Buddy, and then rolled right this time, and nothing doing.
As you stated, they did line up in the I formation with a deep tailback, with a fake to the tailback, a good play fake by the quarterback that time. But Derek Davis out here in the flat on defense for the Bearcats did a great job in reading that pass And obviously, as we've seen in the early going, it looks like Israel is going to be, Ben Israel, number 48 for the West Fork Tigers, is going to be the favorite receiver when it comes to the pass attack.
Well, Daniel Yates goes wide left, and he's the long, tall one.
Second down 10, West Fork from the 31-yard line of West Fork.
There's the handoff up the middle, and that hole closes quickly at the 30-yard line. That'll be a loss of about a yard, perhaps two, Buddy, bringing up a third down, and it looks like about 11. We are on a cell backup tonight, folks, broadcasting, and we're trying to make do with the engineering of one Stacy, the haircut McCullough. He tells me we may indeed lose the broadcast at some point because of the equipment we have. We're in need of a charger that we haven't particularly located now because we're running on a charger, right? So if we lose it, we'll get back to you. Just keep the dial where it is, and we'll keep you informed as we go.
West Fork now faces a 3rd and 11 after a loss of 1 on that play.
Back to throw. Sprick, retreating, firing, way shy of the 40-yard line, number 39, diving out there for it. Robert Smith, a junior, wide receiver, 4th down and 11. Well, the Bearcat defense holds, Buddy, on the first possession, and the West Fork Tigers in the black and old gold tonight will have to kick it away.
Well, that time Sprick, the quarterback, number 5 for the West Fork Tigers, retreated, play fake, out to about 10 yards deep, and was under a lot of pressure that time by the Bearcats. Specifically, number 44, Aaron Kimes, applying a lot of pressure, and he just threw the ball out in the flat and just threw it away.
Cody Prater, a senior, number 17, back in deep punt formation. He gets it off. It's a pretty good kick, angling toward the sideline. Out over there, Buddy, inside the 40-yard line at perhaps the 39-yard line, where the Bearcats will put it in play, 1st and 10. I like to refer to these, both of these clubs, one of their colors is gold. West Fork black and gold, Booneville purple and gold, but this West Fork team is in an old gold, reminiscent of Missouri. I call it antique gold.
It does look like Missouri.
To polished gold.
That's
right?
true. It does look like Missouri when you see if you can get a picture of that, folks at home. Booneville now has the football at their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10.
Single wide to the left in motion. McGonnell. And Davis, the quarterback, keeps it. Pretty good yardage out over the 45 up to about the 46. So, Buddy, it's going to be about 7 on the initial first down play. We'll leave the Cats with a 2nd and 3 to go for the first down. 9:20 left in the quarter. No score. We just kicked it off.
First play right out of the box at the line of scrimmage is going to be a midline veer. Quarterback Davis fakes into the fullback of Wall. Reads the defense well, pulls it, and like you said, gets about a 6-7 yard gain.
Michael Morris is wide left. In motion, Kimes. Ball goes to the fullback Wall into the secondary, down to the Tiger 45-yard line, and that'll move the chains. 1st and 10 Booneville from the West Fork 45.
And that's going to be about an 8-yard gain for Wall that time. Again, you run the midline veer to begin with and pull the ball from the fullback. The play immediately following, the midline veer again, and leave the ball with the fullback. So the defense has to guess at who's got the ball or play good assignment football, and this option attack of Booneville makes that difficult at times for the defense. 1st and 10 Booneville at the 45-yard line of West Fork.
4 AAA action at its best from West Fork tonight. In motion, Aaron Kimes. He takes the ball from Davis. Kimes picks his way just beyond the line of scrimmage down to about the 43-yard line of the Tigers, and that'll be another 2, but the going is tough, Buddy, to get those 2. 2nd and 8.
As you said, about a 2-yard gain that time by Kimes. Kimes went into motion against the grain and cut right back in on the snap count, on the hard snap, comes right back onto the inside and takes a power handoff with a lead block by the fullback up in front. But the West Fork defense defends it pretty well.
Lone wide out to the right for the Cats. Tight formation otherwise. Derek Davis barks the signals. The handoff. Davis.
Chad Wall
gives it to Wall. First man through the fullback, and Wall somersaults down to about the 32-yard line of the West Fork Tigers. 1st and 10 Booneville.
Again, that's the initial read of that inside or that midline veer, we like to call it. And again, Davis makes a good read. Davis does a good job reading the defense and just left the ball with the fullback with a lot of running room. Ball carries down to about the 33-yard line of West Fork. 1st and 10 Bearcats.
Here come the Cats. 2 consecutive first downs. Derek Davis he hands it off again. That's a great fake by Davis. The fullback Wall, well, you dance with the girl that brung you, don't you? That's about the 3rd carry for Wall, and they've been producing yardage, so he's going to keep getting it stuck in his gut there, buddy, down to the 28-yard line to pick up a 4, 2nd and 6.
It always pays dividends to continue to run something until they can stop it. Because they normally, especially if you're getting yardage as Booneville is on this midline veer, they normally have to overload to stop it.
Derek Davis goes to McDonald. McDonald around the right side, down the sideline, gone. Touchdown. 28 yards and a score for the Bearcats. The score comes at 7:09 of the first quarter. Jeremy McDonald, boy, when he got past the line, around in, buddy, it was clear sailing all the way to the end zone.
You know, Jeremy shows some flashes of brilliance when it comes to speed. That's one of those times, one of the keynotes I think about is against Mansfield, where he turned on the Jets on the right sideline. That time we got to see a glimpse of it again.
Andrew Haney to try the point after. The snap down cleanly, kick up. It's got plenty of room, and it's good. Your score with 7:08 left. Booneville 7, West Fork nothing, and we'll be back.
Where can you get fast, friendly pharmacy service? Why, Big World Drug, of course. Big World can help you with all things medical from your head to your feet, such as nutritional supplements and over-the-counter medications. But wait, there's more. Big World now has an enlarged Hallmark card section with a card for every occasion. Besides all things medical, Big World also provides extra services including cologne, gifts, and overnight film processing. Big World also has an expanded diabetic needs center with supplies and diabetic specialty foods. Come to Big World Drug on Highway 10 East in Booneville. Remember, if Bill can't get it, you probably don't need it.
We're back. West Fork, Arkansas, Tiger Stadium. The Booneville Bearcats have drawn first blood, buddy. A neat 28-yard end-around scamper by Jeremy McDonald. Point after good, 7-zip.
And that was a handback. We ran a midline veer almost all the way down the field for about 60 yards worth. And then a handoff on the handback to Jeremy McDonald. He gets the opportunity to show a little speed with some good blocking with some pulling linemen out in front.
Andrew Haney to kick it off. Gets a toe in, end over end, fielded again at the 15, right at the 15, back to the 20, cuts back up to the 25, perhaps the 26-yard line, well covered by special teams, and West Fork will put it in play there. And number 2 on the run back, Blake Hassel, a 10th grader, backup quarterback. West Fork got one first down on their initial possession, but the Bearcats stymied them from there.
And then went 3 and out on the following after the first down.
Bearcats
now we have
defense stiffened.
It looks like
Hassel comes in.
Chris Sprick, yes, the starting quarterback, has come to the sideline for West Fork.
And they don't go with Hassel. It's number 17, Cody Prater, who's also listed as a quarterback. They have 4
quick
listed
pitch
at that
to the left.
position. And that's been Israel. Israel takes it up near the 30-yard line. I believe it was Israel, wasn't it? Was it 14? No, T.J. Rennie, pardon me. T.J. Rennie, where is Ben Israel's 48, okay.
Right.
They're close. 14 and 48 are very similar.
Well, Larry, that
There's
time they put in Cody Prather as the quarterback and taking the place of number 5, the starter, Chris Sprick. And immediately after the snap, a deep pitch, or the old quick pitch, the Booneville folks like to call it, and it was good for about 3.5 yards. So it'd be a second down and about 6.
Cody Prater still in, gives it to the fullback. Fullback plows over the left side of the line, up beyond the 30, out to about the 33-yard lines where they're going to spot it. Will bring up a third down. And, buddy, that looks like about 5 to me, perhaps 4 for the first.
Well, Larry, there's only about a yard gain on the play. It looked like they were trying to run the initial read on the veer play, or a midline veer. He left it with a fullback, and the Booneville defense and a host of the Booneville defensive linemen made the stop for little or no gain. We do have an injured player for West Fork coming off.
That's T.J. Rennie,
14,
though, the running back. He comes to the sideline. Now Sprick is back in the game at quarterback. Dual wideouts to the right.
Ball
fumbled. It's loose. See who got it.
I believe they maintained possession. Sprick fell on his own fumble. Fumble snap from center. And it's going to result in about a 2 or 3 yard loss. Now West Fork will be facing a 4th and about 7.
From the 29-yard line. 4th, and we'll call it 7. Buddy, I think you're on the money.
So Booneville has not sent anybody back yet in return team
Number
fashion,
17 drops back. Cody Prater to kick it away.
No, they have. I'm sorry.
2 back near the 40-yard
there are 2
line
back
in Booneville territory, and there's a timeout. Charge to
West Fork.
West Fork, and we'll take a time in for this message.
the first team in Logan County sports? Why, the Booneville Bearcats, of course. Just like the Booneville Bearcats, our first team works hard to provide quality banking services to our customers. Professional service with hometown friendliness and style. You've come to expect first team effort from the Bearcats. Now come see what your first team banker can do for you. We have all the banking services you need. Fast response to your requests, and with the same big smile you see on the faces of the Bearcats after a big win. So come join the first team at Community National Bank, Booneville. We'll put that same smile on your face. Community National Bank, Booneville, a division of the First National Bank at Paris, member FDIC.
And we're back. The Tigers getting ready to boot the ball away, looking at a 4th down and 7. Bearcats send 2 deep to their own 40-yard line to receive this punt. There's the deep snap and the kick coming to the right sideline. A great kick, fielded at the 36 and bobbled. Picked up by Chad Wall to the 45, up to midfield, and finally to the 48-yard line in Tiger territory. And that's a great return.
Nice return, finally tackled by number 5, Chris Sprick. Chad Wall back on the return team and in return formation that time. Fielded the ball and fumbled it, went about 5 yards deep, and did a great job recovering the ball and making a good return after the fumble. And Booneville now sets up shop with a 1st and 10 inside West Fork territory. We're going to call it the 49-yard line of the Tigers.
Bearcats come out with Derek Davis. Quarterback McDonald goes in motion. Davis gives it to Daniel Shaw into the secondary. 35, 30, 25, 20.
Oh, and
runs
more.
over a tackler down inside the 10-yard line. What a bull Daniel Shaw
Daniel
is.
Shaw is a bull.
It's like trying to tackle a bull.
That's going to be about a 47-yard carry. Depends on where they spot him
They're
at.
going to spot it, I believe, buddy. Is at the 5-yard, hard to see, the 5-yard line it looks like, or close to it.
Well, let's call it a 44-yard carry anyway.
First down and goal from the Tiger 5. Bearcats in business after the Daniel Shaw explosion up the middle.
He's a bull. He is an absolute bull. Reminds me of Alan Ray so much every time I watch him carry the ball.
In motion, Kimes goes with Shaw again inside the 5 down to about the 2-yard line. What you do here is just give it to Daniel Shaw 3 straight times.
That'd be pretty much money, wouldn't it?
Money in the bank.
That'd be money.
From this distance. 2nd and goal.
Well, he carried inside the 5. We'll call it 2nd down and 3. 2nd down and 3 for a touchdown. 2nd and goal, should I say. Daniel Shaw, as you stated, in at fullback now for Chad Wall. And still lined up at fullback.
Derek Davis under center. Cats knocking at the door. The handoff. Shaw. Touchdown. Daniel Shaw covers the last 3 yards of real estate on a power run off right tackle. 13-0 Booneville, and Haney will come in to add the point after.
Well, Larry, that proves your profit right there, I guess, doesn't it? I mean, you just it's the football savvy. Hand it to Daniel Shaw. How can you go wrong at the 5-yard line?
If I were a coach, that's what I would do. Andrew Haney gets the kick up.
And it's good.
Good. Perfect. Your score, Booneville 14, West Fork nothing, and we'll be back.
Are you thinking of buying or selling a house? There's no need to panic. Help is on the way. Let Century 21 Fitzgerald Olson Realty come to your rescue. Big or small, in town or out, the dedicated professionals at Century 21 Fitzgerald Olson Realty can help take the worry out of your next real estate transaction. Let the professionals at Century 21 work for you. Century 21 Fitzgerald Olson Realty, Highway 10 East in Booneville, 675-4141.
We're back. West Fork, Arkansas, 4 AAA. Football conference game tonight for the Booneville Bearcats against the West Fork Tigers. Been all Booneville to this point. We're 3:48
so far
away from the end of the first quarter. Bearcats lead it 14-0.
2 great drives by the Bearcats. Running the option to perfection.
Bearcats haven't had to put the ball in the air tonight. They seldom do anyway, but the running game is worked to perfection. Here's Haney's kick.
Short
end over end. Short, fielded by number 10 on the far sideline. We'll get you the young man's name.
Trying to find some room, and he does get a little room.
Up
and he's
past
finally
the 30.
tackled by number 53 for the Bearcats.
To about the 32 where they'll put
Corey
it in play
Carter.
1st and 10. And check my math, folks. It was Seth Redmond who returned it.
you know, he wasn't running very hard. He was just kind of looking for a crease, and he finally found one, and he was bright enough to cut up inside of there and make a good 5 yard, extra 5 yards on the return. So now West Fork, with that good return, is going to be setting up at about the 32-yard line of West Fork.
First and 10,
yeah.
Here come the Tigers. Black and gold tonight.
Broken bone formation, twins to the right.
Chris Prick gives it off to the fullback. Let's see, number 48 on the carry. That's Ben Israel. The fullback gets about 2, perhaps 3 yards. Second, we'll call it 8 to go for the first down. Ball moved up to the 34-yard line.
Israel's tackled in there from his fullback position by number 42, and he's hit hard by number 42, Brad Riles. After about a 2-yard gain.
Daniel Yates, number 82, goes wide right for the Tigers, who have wanted to throw it tonight, have thrown it successfully once or twice. Hash mark to the near side. Chris Prick stumbles coming out of the backfield and throws incomplete, intended for Daniel Yates. Well, coming away from center, it looked as if the center might have been standing on Chris Sprick's toe, didn't it, buddy? He stumbled coming out.
I think his timing got messed up from the get-go right there. As you stated, he took a snap, and it was a play fake situation. He just about the time that he was to carry out his play fake, I believe a lineman stepped on his foot and got him a little out of time, and the result was to throw the ball over his receiver.
Number 35 goes wide left, Clay Quinton. And they're going to come with dual wideouts to the right here, buddy. 3 guys sprayed all over the field out of the shotgun. Chris Sprick takes the ball at waist level, throws incomplete at the 41-yard line, intended for number 81, Robert Smith, the junior wide receiver. 2:53 left in the quarter. Booneville in charge, 14-0 over the West Fork Tigers.
Well, that time the West Fork Tigers lined it up in a spread offense, shotgun formation. Sprick, however, after getting the shotgun snap, was under pressure immediately by Jacob King on defense, lined up at the defensive end position. He crashed in hard from the snap, immediately after the snap, gave him pressure, and he threw the ball away.
Cody Prater drops back to boot it away for what, the 3rd time here in the first quarter.
So far, they're getting a lot of practice in their punting game.
He'll strike it at the 25. There's the kick. Boy, that's
nice
that got a ton of height on it. One
nice
hang
punt.
time. Back to the 24. Fielded there. Back to the 25, the 33-yard line. The Bearcats bring it all the way back. Curtis Christian received the ball, and boy, I tell you what, he was driven back. That ball had some hang time on it. I believe you could have counted to 5. 1,001, 1,002. What does it say? 4.5 seconds. It's great hang time.
Nice punt. Ball turned over. Not only got good distances, as you say, and did have good hang time. And that time the return man was, like you said, Curtis Christian, and he did a great job. You know, you got to catch the ball first before you can do anything else, and Curtis did a good job protecting the football by catching it cleanly.
Hash mark to the far side is where they'll snap it from. In motion. Let's see, Derek Davis takes the football. I believe Davis kept it up.
That was Davis.
Over past the 40-yard line, maybe the 41, or perhaps even the 42-yard line. I think they're going to spot it at the 42 or thereabouts, buddy.
Larry, that's an interesting play that Davis just ran right there. Booneville running their option attack. It's primarily a veer-oriented offense. That time Davis opened to the left side like he was going to run a veer to the left side, took a stagger step and cut back the other way, kind of a quarterback counter off of the veer.
Michael Morris wide to the left.
Ball's loose.
Ball loose, and I believe the Bearcats have it back, but it come out of that pileup. And the Cats did recover it. Derek Davis, the quarterback, falls on it, but he had to do some work to grab it, buddy.
Larry, that's something that Booneville is going to have to get control of. And I'm sure they've got ball players that's walking around in the halls of the Booneville High School carrying footballs with them during breaks. But they've got to get their turnover situation taken care of.
3rd down, less than a yard for the Bearcats. Cats are going to go with wide out Curtis Christian, number 20, to the left. Derek Davis at quarterback. Going to give it off to number 30. That's Chris Goff. Well, we're getting some new running backs in tonight. Curtis Christian is playing a lot. Chris Goff's in there. Goff had the handoff then up to the 45-yard line.
Larry, there was a flag on the play, and they're going to call the holding penalty against the Bearcats. The Bearcats have made tons and tons and tons of mistakes in the past few games in regard to penalty. and many of those are holding. And so far tonight, we're getting to see the initial holding penalty of the night against the Bearcats. It's going to be marked off 10 yards from the point of the infraction. It's going to take the ball all the way back to the 35-yard line of Booneville. So instead of facing a first down with enough first down yardage, now Booneville faces a third and really a long 9 from their own 35.
Let's see if they put it up here, buddy. Third down, 9 yards to go from their own 35-yard line. Dual wides on either side of the football for the Cats. Derek Davis from the quarterback slot. McDonald is in motion. They give it to the fullback. No, Derek Davis had it. Pardon me. Chad Wall faked it to him. That's some beautiful trickery at the line of scrimmage by Derek Davis.
Nice veer play. Davis is very good operating out of the veer formation.
I tell you, I have trouble following the football when that young man is maneuvering with it. Fourth down.
However, like you said, it's not enough for a first down. Booneville will be facing a fourth down and about 3 with the ball at the 42-yard line of Booneville.
Derek Davis drops back to kick it away. 30 seconds and counting left in the first quarter. Booneville in front, 14-0 from West Fork tonight. There's the snap. Handled cleanly. The kick is away high. Beautiful kick. Talk about hang time there. Down at the 20. Back to the 25, and finally tripped up at the 27, number 17 on the run back, Cody Prater, who's done it all tonight. Played a little quarterback, the punter, special teams receiver. He's got to be a tired young man, buddy.
Oh, I'm sure by the time the night's over with, he'll be looking for a good hot shower. Prater again on the return. Jeremy McDonald, number 19, was on coverage for Booneville. However, really, to be quite honest with you, he didn't get hit. McDonald kind of got a hand on his shoulder, spun him around a little bit, and Prather chose to go down. So not a very good return that time. They returned the ball out to about the 27-yard line. Setting up shop at their own 27.
Cody Prater is the quarterback. So he dusts himself off from the kickoff return, takes the quarterback slot, hands it off to number...
That's 48, that's Israel.
48, Ben Israel. And Israel's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line. Call it 2nd and 9 for the Tigers. That's the end of the first quarter. Your score, Booneville 14, West Fork nothing, and we'll be back with Q2 after this.
The art major at State, the architect major at the university, the accountant at grad school. As diverse as they are, they all have two things in common. The same parents and their free Regions checking accounts. With Regions free Essential Banking, you get a free Visa check card, free checks, free online banking, and more. And with over 680 locations, Regions is sure to have a bank wherever your kids go to school. Now that's the spirit. Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC Championships.
Come experience regional banking with hometown service. Regions Bank, Highway 10 East in Booneville, 675-4212.
We're back at West Fork, Arkansas. We've played one, folks, and the Bearcats are in front pretty comfortably after a quarter, 14-0. And I tell you, they played, buddy, with a renewed intensity. You weren't there last week, but we stumbled coming out of the gate, and that problem was solved tonight. We played with intensity since the opening gun in this football game, and still playing magnificent defensively tonight, and the offenses look really good, especially the running game.
Well, you know, you have got to come to play every night. These young men don't go out and practice all during the summer and work as hard as they do just to show up and let somebody beat them. Every time Booneville steps onto the field, somebody's looking to put a loss in their column.
Cody Prater at quarterback, hands it off. Number 14, T.J. Rennie with it up past the 35 out to about the 38. That's a pretty good run by Rennie from the line of scrimmage.
Larry, that was a nice game that time. They ran what was a wingback trap that time to the right side. All of the play action was going to the left. It looked like they were going to run a power play out of the bone set to the left-hand side. Quarterback made a full rotation and handed back to the wingback with a pulling lineman out in front of him, and it is enough for a West Fork first down. And we're going to call it at the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 West Fork, so about a 10-yard gain.
Daniel Yates wide left for the Tigers, who've tried with some success tonight to throw the football. Prater at quarterback, gives it to the fullback off the left side of center, and let's see, up to about the 39, and that's all.
Larry, that time they just handed the ball off to the fullback up the middle. They tried to run that same motion to where they were bringing the wing back across. They just let the fullback run off with the ball and then made a fake to the wing back that made the good yardage a while ago, or should I say the play before. However, no, really 1 yard gain. The Booneville defense was up to the challenge that time.
Here come the Tigers, trailing 14-0 with 11 minutes left in the first half. Cody Prater running the offense now.
Rolling out to his
right.
right.
Rolling right. He's going to keep it. He's up past the 45, slides down at the 48-yard line. And that's going to be a pickup, buddy, of maybe 6 yards on the play. I think he's going to be a yard or two shy of the first down, but he took a nosedive intentionally over there.
Well, he rolled out like he was going to throw the ball. He looked downfield and had nobody open, and he chose to run the football.
Young man has pretty good speed around the end.
Pretty good size. He's
pretty
got some decent size. I believe that young man is a senior.
He's a senior.
Yes, he is. Cody Prather's a senior.
47-yard line, 3rd down at a yard, buddy. From here, Daniel Yates will go wide left for the Tigers. Cody Prater running the offense. Prater
counter
gives
again.
It back on the counter play and stood up is T.J. Rennie. I don't believe Rennie got the first down marker.
I don't believe he did either. They ran that same counter play that time, a little bit quicker, a little bit shorter to the short side of the field.
He's going to be a half a yard shy, buddy. 4th down.
The officials are going to call timeout because they are going to measure.
It's not. They don't have it, buddy. Trust me.
We can trust you.
Trust me.
You got the eyes of eagles.
I've got the 4 eyes of eagles.
Well, it won't take but a minute because the chains are coming across. Again, they ran that same counter play. And you're right, Larry. They're short by about the length of a football. 4th down and the length of a football. The ball
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Tigers go for it. They got to get a little injection here of enthusiasm, and nothing builds that better than a first down and keeping a drive going with 9:52 left in the first half.
Well, you got to do something to kind of counteract this momentum that Booneville has set up here with this 2-touchdown lead.
You know, these guys gave the Ozark Hillbillies all they wanted. The Hillbillies managed to beat them late in the game, but they're capable of it.
West Fork breaks the huddle. They come into a broken bone set with a wing back to the right and 1 wide to the left.
Prater hands it off. First man through, and I don't know if he got it.
Boy, I don't know about that.
Let's see where they mark progress. I don't think he did. He didn't have very far to go, just inches, but I don't know if he made it.
There is a host of Booneville defense in on that, and Daniel Shaw comes up with the football off the bottom of the pile.
I don't believe he got it, buddy. But I really don't.
They're going to take a measurement again. Daniel Shaw, he was just convinced he had the football. However, he was blown dead. This is going to be close. They didn't get much.
I think the Bearcats are going to take over on downs.
But, you know, he didn't have to have much.
He didn't have to have much, but I don't believe he got it. And once again, I am wrong. Yeah, 1st and 10.
They got it by the half of the length of a football.
It didn't look to me like the ball moved any from the prior spot. I guess when you're dealing with inches and from this distance, it's a little bit tougher to read. But he only lacked inches and apparently moved it enough on progress to snatch the first down away. 9:20 left in the half. That should inspire the Tigers even more. Prater keeps it.
Roll out to the left, fake to the right, roll out to the left.
He wants to run it midfield. Now he wants to throw late, and I think he might have been past. That was close to being past the line.
There's a flag on the field, Larry, so I think you're right.
I think he was past the line of scrimmage when he let go of the football.
Well, I'll tell you, Israel that time, number 48 for the West Fork Tigers, it's been his primary receiver tonight, Ben Israel. However, he had alligator arms in that play.
That's the call against the Tigers. I knew he was close, but he couldn't quite make his mind up whether he wanted to throw the football or run. I think he would have done better that time by running the football. He had a few yards in front of him of open.
Well, Larry,
turf.
that's going to be a 5-yard penalty.
Loss of down.
And it's going to be a loss of down.
2nd down, 15 now. So a hole the Tigers have dug themselves into at the 9:07 mark.
2nd down, 15.
Number 35, Clay Quinton, comes wide left for the West Fork Tigers. In motion, T.J. Rennie. Prater wants to throw. Pump fakes once, hits a man on a little screen coming out. Oh, and the guy, that was let me see who it was. Number 81 tried to throw the football ahead of him when he was going down.
Larry, what West Fork is showing right now is very unfundamental. I mean, number 81 that time was the receiver on a screen pass for West Fork. That's Robert Smith. And before he went down, he chose to try to shuttle pass it forward, which is an illegal Actually, they're going to show they're going to wave the flag off. I don't understand that. They're saying that he was down. That's what it was.
Yeah, well, it looked he was close, but he did try to shuttle a pass forward.
Well, here's the situation. If he wasn't down, it'd have been an illegal forward pass or a forward lateral because you can't do that.
You know what they look like, buddy?
What's
they look like early Turkey Bowl. The early years of the Turkey Bowl.
You mean back before it was refined?
Before it became the bowl game, the great bowl game that it went on to become.
That it has turned out to be. Known throughout the land.
One of the top 25 bowls in the country. 8:38.
Counterplay again.
Half. There's the handoff. Goes to 14. T.J. Rennie up past the 45 to maybe the 46-yard line.
Met by Daniel
That'll
Shaw.
bring up a 4th down, buddy, and they're still going to be about 13, 14 yards shy. They'll kick it away here, deep in their own territory at the 45. Not actually that deep, but too deep in order to go for it here.
And West Fork has chosen to take another timeout.
We'll take a time in.
Smee Drugstore in the heart of downtown Booneville has been proudly supporting the Bearcats since 1940. They have a complete prescription service, third-party billing for numerous plans, and for Arkansas Medicaid, Our Kids First, and Medicare. Ask Mary Beth, Jan, or Tara about your diabetic supplies, ostomy supplies, or recommendations for over-the-counter products. Mandy and Tina will assist you at the cash register or with a gift selection. Distinctive bar and glassware, Travis tumblers, purses, totes, accessory bags, wildlife sculptures by Big Sky Carvers, home and garden accessories for every decor, tableware, frame pictures, crystal hollowware, china, stoneware, flatware, candles, recipe books, and much, much, much more. At Smee Drugstore, 675-2306.
Cody Prater drops back to kick it away for the West Fork Tigers. Their drive stalls at age 17. Well, Prater receives the ball, he kicks the ball, quarterbacks the ball, runs the ball.
All athlete.
The deep snap and the kick. There's
nice
a great kick. This guy's got a foot on him. Back
Fielded
inside
by
the
Wall.
15. And Chad Wall comes still on his feet, bouncing off.
Great return.
Black jerseys like a pinball off the bumpers. Up to the 35.
Great
they're going to
return.
mark it at the 32. They say his knee hit. 1st and 10, Bearcats.
What I would like to see him do, though, is when he goes into contact situation, get the other hand over that football instead of having it kind of off to the side.
Are you talking about Zonka-esque?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh,
very
yeah. Especially
Zonka.
when you got pressure from the inside, when you got that ball right in there.
What did Zonka play? 20 years and fumble once or something. It's unbelievable in the NFL.
That's true. 1st and 10 Bearcats from their own 31-yard line.
8:04 left in the half. There's the snap. Bearcats are going to run the football. Daniel Shaw into the secondary up to midfield. Actually, the 49-yard line is where Chris Sprick brings him down. And Chris Sprick is not a small young man, but he looks like a midget up to Daniel Shaw.
You know, Daniel Shaw, there's a word for him. Hoss.
Hoss.
He is a hoss. That was an ISO play to the left side.
Great yardage. 1st and 10 up at the midfield stripe. Bearcats milking the clock. 7:50 left in the half. 14-0 Booneville in front. As they rebound from the upset loss at Waldron last Friday night. In motion, McDonald. Handoff goes to Davis. He keeps it himself after faking to Shaw. Boy, you don't like to see that. He had a leg under him and somebody pulled him backwards. He's okay, but I wince every time I see that.
Actually, Larry, there was something a little bit different on that play right there. We were running a veer play to the right side, but the angles weren't quite right with Daniel Shaw that time. When Davis opened, there was too much distance away from him and the fullback, and it really didn't make a good read because there was no way that he was going to be able to leave the ball with the fullback, which made the defense realize that Davis was going to run with the football and keyed on him.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Handoff goes to McDonald, midfield, turns it up to the 45, the 44-yard line in West Fork territory, and it'll bring up a 3rd down, and the Cats are still going to be about 3 yards shy of the first, buddy. Clock continues to roll.
Hand back to the right side that time. Good
as you alluded to in the opening comments, Bearcats need to win them all from here.
Got to win them all.
Take the step 2 in that trifecta next Friday night against Greenland. If we can win this one, we have to beat Greenland next week in Paris on the road, and that probably, if all goes as expected, would get us no better than 3rd, which means on the road all during the playoffs.
Well, right now, Waldron is the one that's in the driver's seat, but however, Booneville is too. They've got their own destiny in their hands, but it takes wins.
Goff in motion. Handoff goes to Daniel Shaw. Takes clearly 5 black jerseys to finally bring him down.
Larry, I think that's probably one of the first times that I've seen Davis not make a very good read. I think he has so much confidence in Daniel Shaw's ability to get that yardage that he chose to leave it with him even though the defense didn't present that to him. And he chose to leave it with the fullback. Actually, if Davis would have pulled the football, he had plenty of running room around that corner.
Daniel Shaw is so strong, though, he can get you short yardage even if 4 or 5 guys are hanging all over him. 4th and 1, Bearcats at the 42-yard line of West Fork. I'm going to go to Shaw again here, if it were me. The handoff to Shaw. First down into the secondary to the 36-yard line in Tiger territory, and that'll move the chains again at 5:30.
Well, if you're a coach, I know how to defend you. You're just going to hand it to Shaw.
You tell all 11 defenders to tackle Shaw, right? Well, I may still beat you.
And you may still win. That's true. That's true. 1st and 10, Booneville. Ball at the 36-yard line of West Fork.
Michael Morris goes out to the
remaining.
left.
Booneville leading 14-0.
Far out to the left. Number 20 is flanked to the right. Shaw, the lone back, in motion is Goff. They're going to go to Shaw again. Daniel Shaw down to the 30-yard line. Inside the 30 goes Daniel Shaw, just grinding away the yardage and eating up the clock at the 5-minute mark now. Bearcats relentless in their ground game tonight.
Larry, that's a 5-yard gain by Daniel Shaw, and Daniel Shaw was hit at the line of scrimmage. If that gives you any indication of the strength of this young man.
What'll he go, 210, 215? Geez, he looks that big from up here and just a sophomore.
2nd and 5.
Davis gives it to Goff around the other way. Chris Goff tries. There's a flag. Might have gotten a part of a face mask on the tackle. It looked as if his head jerked back violently to the left.
I think what you're going to see is you're going to see a double penalty. I think you're going to see a holding penalty against the Cats. You may see a face mask against West Fork.
Well, he might have had the helmet.
There's the holding penalty against Booneville.
Against Booneville, you're right.
There's the face mask against West Fork.
We're both right, buddy.
Right.
That doesn't happen very often.
Offsetting penalties. And we won't admit it either, will we?
No, we won't. Stacy is right all the time.
So it's
4:34.
Offsetting. Booneville will now have a 2nd and 5 from the 30-yard line.
30-yard line, 2nd down and 5. Bearcats trying to drive it in for another score before the intermission. 14-0 Booneville with 4:25 left in the half. Plenty of time. 30 yards away are the Cats. Number 20 goes wide left. Curtis Christian for the Cats. Daniel Shaw at fullback again. Derek Davis in motion is McDonald. Davis pitches deep to McDonald, spinning around inside the 30, and another flag down right at the 30, buddy.
Larry, that was a lead option to the right side that time. However, it really didn't develop very well. Davis took the back step or the counter step, come down the line of scrimmage, and pitched the ball behind his.
You're right. He had to spin around to get the football.
The timing was off. Also, there was some movement on the offensive line, so there's an illegal procedure penalty against the Bearcats. Nothing working very smooth right now for the Bearcats. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
We'll leave the Cats with a...
That lead option just really didn't develop very well. The timing was really off on it from the beginning. 5-yard penalty. Balls move back to the 35-yard line where Boone will be facing a 2nd down. 9, yeah.
2nd and 9 for the Cats. 35-yard line is the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Davis is waiting for the play. 25-second clock is down to 13. It's going to be interesting if we get the play off. It's taking a lot of time to get the play in.
Curtis Christian comes in, and also number 40, Drew Scoggin, with the play. And Booneville has to burn a timeout
here. Has to burn that timeout.
Going to keep it here to go. We'll take this break.
Doesn't a Mazzio's pizza sound good right about now? Come in and try our daytime buffet Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. All you can eat pizza, pasta, salad, dessert, and drink, just $5. Saturday buffet from 11 to 1:30 for just $4.29. Try our special dinner for a crowd, 3 medium pizzas, 2 appetizers, and 2.5 gallons of soft drinks, only $23.99. We deliver Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and every night, 5 to 9 p.m. Our night buffet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5 to 8 p.m. is just $4.79. Call your order in and we will have it ready, 675-5000. And once again, the critics agree that Mazzio's is a pizza people crave.
We're back. Bearcats face a 2nd down and 9 from the West Fork Tiger 35-yard line with 3:47 left in front, 14-0 over West Fork at this juncture of the game. Bearcats out of the shotgun now. Derek Davis, the late pitch to McDonald. He tries the left side and picks his way down near the 30-yard line, buddy.
Larry,
and I shy of the first.
You accurately described that. He kind of picked his way out of the shotgun, that little lead option out of the shotgun formation. Davis takes the snap, immediately moves to his left. As soon as the defensive pressure comes to him, he makes the pitch out to McDonald. And McDonald tried to just find some room and was able to get the ball about a 4-yard gain.
Drew Scoggin is wide left. 3rd down. 6 yards to go. There, Derek Davis trips coming out, loses his footing, and he's going to lose some yardage with it and bring up a 4th down. And probably about 7 to go for the first with 2:57 and counting left.
Larry, I didn't see whether he got his feet mixed up with Shaw, the fullback, that time on the read, or if a lineman actually on a back step, if he got his foot.
I think that's the case. It looked like a lineman might have stepped back into his path and tripped him up.
Booneville now facing a 4th and about 7 from the 33-yard line of West Fork. 4th down, 7, Booneville.
Tight formation for the Bearcats. Goff goes in motion. Daniel Shaw takes the football. He has close to a 1st down. Let's see.
He's going to be short.
I believe he is going to be a little shy, but he almost made it up. But the Tigers are going to take over, holding on 4th down with 2:23 left in the half. Booneville remains in front, 14-0.
Isolation play that time to the left side. Shaw had some room, and again, he really didn't get tackled. There was some feet that got mixed up in that scrum that was going on out there, and Daniel Shaw went down. So, 1st down by the West Fork Tigers. Ball is at the 30-yard line of West Fork.
And let's see, Prater still at quarterback for the Tigers. Daniel Yates is wide right. They're going to go with T.J. Rennie on the handoff. Rennie up to about the 28-yard line. 2:14 left in the half. Clock continues to move on the running play. A pickup of 1, 2nd down and 9. And that's the 28-yard line in Tiger territory.
And Rennie is met by number 54 for the Bearcats, and that's Michael Moats. Moats out of his linebacker position.
Dual wideouts.
Check that from his tackle position.
To the left side of the quarterback here, dual wides, 1 to the right side. They've got receivers all over the field, and they want a timeout, the Tigers. Let's take a time in for this message.
Hello, my name is Paige Rowe, sales manager with Tyler Ford here in Booneville, Arkansas. I'd like to invite you to take advantage of the sales and service of a small town dealership. Why drive out of town when you can save money in your own backyard? Tyler Ford has a friendly and professional sales staff that can help you with all of your transportation needs. So for big town savings at a small town store, give Tyler Ford a try. Highway 10 West, Booneville, Arkansas.
We're back. The West Fork Tigers with 1:41 left in the half are facing a 2nd and 9, buddy, from their own 28-yard line. They've got less than 2 minutes to go 72 yards with it to cut this Bearcat lead in half. 14-0.
They're going to run the picket fence.
There you go. There it is. Like a flying knife.
Ball's on the ground.
Ball is loose. Prater fumbled it forward, recovered his own fumble, and all of that for, what, about 1.5 yards? Third down.
I can't say that I've ever seen that play work. I've seen it run a dozen times. I've yet to see the picket fence ever work.
3rd and 6.
I don't think I'd ever waste my time in putting that in.
Well, you folks on the video playback tomorrow, you'll see this interesting formation that my esteemed colleague Buddy Swift refers to so intelligently as the picket fence. I never knew such a thing existed within the realm of football.
Well, there's a lot of names for it. That's just what I call it. So, third down and about 6. Ball at the 31-yard line of West Fork.
4 wideouts, 2 right, 2 left. Prater looking over the
Got
middle.
a man open.
Got a man open, and a little bit too high. Intended for number 23, Keith Hurley, a senior. Tight end, falls incomplete. 4th down and 6 for the Tigers. And, Buddy, they're going to have to kick it away with 55 seconds left on the clock.
And, you know, that's a dangerous place to be because Booneville with 55 seconds could do something with this. West Fork's having to punt the ball from their own 32-yard line, which that's a negative for West Fork.
This football
Booneville's
game,
got 10 men on the line of scrimmage, going to try to do something, try to block the football.
Bearcats, are they faking? No, they're actually making a move for it. Get the rush, kick is off, lands at the 43, bounces inside the 40, down to about the 38.
And they're going to call a roughing the kicker penalty on Daniel Shaw.
That'll be a first down for the Tigers.
I don't know.
If they do, let's see.
That was pretty bleak.
We're 50 minutes into this football game and almost at halftime.
That was pretty weak.
Moving
right there.
along.
Daniel Shaw was coming on a block, and he may have brushed him, and the kicker went down, and the official was sympathetic. Rushing, or should I say roughing the kicker, is going to be a 1st and 10 for West Fork. After a 15-yard penalty, I think is what it's going to be.
And you're right, the Tigers are going to have new life here with 45 seconds left in the half, and let's see if they've got another flea flicker left in them before the end of this first half.
Okay. 1st and 10, as you stated, from the 37-yard line.
Here they come, 45 seconds left in the half.
West Fork is still confused. I mean, they're even breaking the huddle confused. I'm confused.
Well, that's nothing new, really. I'm kidding, but
That's true. That's true. We've got officials that are talking over there. We've got ball players that are talking. I think what they're thinking about doing is adding some more. I'm trying to sort it out, guys.
incidental contact penalty.
They're
5
saying
yards,
incidental
is what he's
contact
saying.
on the roughing the kicker, so it wasn't enough for a 1st down. So it's going to be a 4th down still for West Fork.
4th down and about 2 for the first. Well, they may go for it here, buddy, with 45 seconds left. Ball on their own 37.
Well, it does change things, Larry. I mean, now they're facing, the officials have called
Prater's
it a 4th
dropping
down,
back to kick it, though.
and he's going back to punt it again.
So they're giving us the look of a punt. Let's see if it holds true.
4th and about 2 or 3.
A deep snap and the kick. They get it away. Another beautiful kick by the punter. High, long, 28-yard line. It's fielded back to the 30, back to the 35. Chad Wall tripped up at the 37.
He's tackled
Yard line.
immediately almost by number 48 for the West Fork Tigers, and that's going to be Israel.
35
Ben
seconds
Israel.
the Bearcats have to do something with it. 35 seconds left in the half.
Now the question is going to be, does Booneville just bleed the clock and go in content with 14 points, or you try to use this 35 seconds for something constructive? 1st and 10, the ball is at the Booneville 36-yard line, so they do have a ways to go.
Well, when having to cover 64 yards in 35 seconds, you'd think pass. Let's see what happens here. There's a flag, whistles, and flags all over the field.
I think you're going to see an illegal procedure penalty against the Bearcats. It may even be an illegal formation. I'm not sure they had the men up on the line of scrimmage. It is a legal procedure. That'll be 5-yard penalty against the Cats.
1st and 15 for Booneville. 32 seconds now
That's
left in the half.
That's another mistake the Bearcats have been making in their formations, is not getting the proper number of players up on the line of scrimmage. Illegal formations, you have to have 7 men up on the line of scrimmage, and even if it appears that the 7th is on the line of scrimmage, he has to check with the official to be sure that he is.
Ball game 54 minutes old, and I'll tell you, it's taken 15 minutes to play the last 2 minutes because of the penalties. 1st and 15, Booneville in motion, McDonald. The snap, Derek Davis keeps it. Moves ahead to about the 34-yard line, and that might be it. Let's see, 24 seconds. Have they reset the
Davis run a
play
midline
clock?
veer that time, kept the ball himself, and was tackled by number 72 for West Fork, Josh Myers, the 11th grade off.
Well, we got
tackle.
12 seconds left on the clock, 22 on the game clock, so I doubt Bearcats may snap it, they may not. Down to 5 seconds left. They may let it run here, and I think they do. That's the end of the first half. Booneville 14, West Fork nothing. We'll be back later in the halftime. Live at West Fork, Arkansas, just about to conclude the halftime festivities here. Booneville in front of this one, 14-0, buddy. And it's been interesting. Joel McDonald went 28 yards for a touchdown around right end earlier. And then Daniel Shaw popped the other one up the middle for the touchdown. Haney kicked both point afters. We are 14-0 now at halftime of the Bearcats defense. We've played, made some mistakes. Still haven't got rid of all the mistakes, but could be up by more. Would have been able to hold on to the football.
Yeah, that's kind of concerned to me a little bit. I mean, we did come out with some intensity, and we did score a couple of quick touchdowns, and then it seemed like we spent the rest of the second quarter in mediocrity, just kind of content with what we had accomplished. And one of the things that you begin to learn in 4 AAA, and I know this team is maturing every time they step on the field and every time they practice, but one of the things that you learn is you never accept the situation that is at hand. I mean, those 14 points can vanish pretty quickly, and Booneville had the opportunity to try to pad that score late in the second quarter and turn the ball over on downs due to a couple of penalties, a couple of holding penalties and a legal formation penalty, just mental mistakes. And needless to say, we came away without any points, and so we still are sitting on a 14-0 score, playing a second half against a very capable West Fork offensive football team.
Well, we've got, 24 minutes of football left, Stacy?
Well, something long.
See.
You're here. Now start counting your fingers a little faster, Nick. Come on.
I've only got 10 fingers. I have to count them 4 8/10 times.
You're in trouble then. Hey, guys, I smell some garlic up here with us. What am I smelling? Garlic and tomato paste.
You are smelling spaghetti and
meatballs. Well, this will be a freebie for them, won't it?
You're smelling the residue.
Not if you don't tell who it is.
You're smelling the residue of spaghetti and meatballs. What was left, which is hanging around the roof of the mouth.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I even brought that up is I have something interesting about that that restaurant, which of course has nothing to do with anybody in Booneville.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
except everybody's been there.
Probably.
We try to find an excuse to get in there.
But every time that somebody goes there, they ask, well, how long has that restaurant been there? And all I know is that's where my father proposed to my mother at, so that tells you how long it's been there.
So that was like 50 years ago, right?
40.
I'm telling you.
40 in January.
Yeah, I was introduced to it in the early 70s, so I know it was there then when I was a young man.
That would have been the early 60s. So.
And I've turned into an old man, and it's still there.
Was it still in a converted gas station?
Yeah,
at that
same
time.
place.
Same place.
They've never done any improvements to it. They've never expanded
it. Exactly like it did.
Oh, it's awesome food.
And if you'd like to have the name of this awesome original Italian restaurant, call Buddy Swift at home this weekend, and he'll give you the name.
At 675-57. Never mind.
It's the
555.
Can I say this on the radio?
I don't know. You haven't said it yet. We don't know.
He said something about beer rolls. They actually put beer in there. Is that right?
That's right.
Well, remember when you cook it, the alcohol cooks off, the flavor stays behind.
Well, that's what I've been told.
That's why we let you on the air tonight to start with.
But there is strange behavior that takes place.
That's right. I know you were walking crooked, buddy, on the way up to the press box here.
That had nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with the beer rolls. It had to do with the quantity.
No, you had about a dozen beer rolls. There's enough residue there to equal elevated blood alcohol levels.
We've got all kinds of problems. Blood sugar problems, over 4%, 0.04% alcohol issue.
It is a great place to eat.
Oh, it is.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
In fact, Buddy's already made plans. If we have to come up in this general direction for a playoff game,
any reason,
back.
He's looking for excuses.
It doesn't take very much of an excuse to head that way.
Not really. One thing I do want to mention real quick, of course, we are listening to Booneville Bearcat football simulcast on Cool 104.7 KRBK Booneville, Fort Smith, and Booneville Community Link Channel 2 simulcast broadcast. And you can watch the replay tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock on Booneville Community Link Channel 2. Another thing I want to mention real quick is tomorrow, starting at 10 o'clock at the Boys and Girls Club in Booneville, Arkansas, the Booneville Community Hospital will be having the Community Health and Safety Fair. And I tell you what, folks, it's going to be a shindig and a half. They're going to have free food. They're going to
That's always good.
They're going to, and something even more important than that, they're going to have flu shots.
Okay.
Oh, free flu shots?
No. Don't you dare say that.
All right, well, how much are they?
They're $10 a piece.
That's a discount. So that's a great deal. That's a bargain at any price,
Right,
really.
and since I think the flu season's going to start early, that's going to
Yeah.
be fairly important.
Well, what's with taking blood sugar levels, cholesterol levels, triglyceride levels, and then furnishing all the free food you can eat? You get to eat the food before you have the test done or afterwards?
I'd eat it afterwards, I think.
I'll tell you something I'd like to mention. While we were at this infamous restaurant, we ran across one of our old compadres. I say old compadres, actually a young compadre.
He's a Turkey Bowl veteran.
He
too.
is a Turkey Bowl veteran, and that was Trent Goff. And it was so neat to see Trent. Trent is now employed by the Van Buren School Systems as a coach within that organization, and my understanding is he's one of the junior high football coaches. And it just tickles me to death to see him doing what he always loved to do. And he worked very hard for his degree and just hung in there and got it done. And I watched him grow up. He grew up with my oldest son and camped out in my house more times than I can count.
And my oldest son, Eric.
Yeah, just great young man, and it was a pleasure to see Trent. And so.
And we've got Brian Swift up in the press box tonight. Any relation to you?
Yes, he is, and I am proud to say that.
He didn't get his good looks from you.
No, I know that. I'm proud to say that too. He got the best of both.
We've been on Buddy's case. What you get for missing 2 straight weeks?
Well, I know.
When you come back, you're
But
the
for
front
all
of
the things that I accomplished in those 2 weeks, I would not trade it. I know I missed you guys. I missed being here so much, but at the same time, it was awesome. It was an awesome deal. Got to fly a plane back over the Smoky Mountains and back into Booneville, Arkansas, and there was a sense of accomplishment in that. And
there's the kickoff, buddy. I hate to interrupt that story.
That's okay.
Maybe we can get the rest of it before this game's over. Fielded by the Bearcats and brought back up to about the 20, well, looks like the 20-yard line. The Bearcats will have it 1st and 10 from there, trying to add to a 14-0 lead and trying to solidify their position in the standings in 4 AAA.
And he's tackled in there on kickoff coverage by number 17, Cody Prather. We've said that young man's name all night long. I'll tell you, Larry, from the get-go, West Fork has come out here with a bit of an attitude. You can tell that they're pumped up and they're ready to go, and they did a good job by kicking the ball off and stopping Booneville at the 20-yard line. Booneville 1st and 10.
Michael Morris is wide right for the Cats. Derek Davis starts the half at quarterback. Aaron Kimes in motion. Davis fakes, calls his own number, really. Gets up over the 25 to about the 27. It'll be a pickup of near 7 yards. Call it 2nd and 3 for the Bearcats.
And what's interesting on that, Larry, is that play was a broken play. Davis actually thought it was going to be a veer play to the right side. He opened to the right side, and the whole rest of his offense went to the left. And so out of a broken play, he gained 7 or 8 yards.
I'll take a broken play like that
any day of the week. 2nd down, call it a long 2. Ball is at about the 27-yard line of Booneville.
Drew Scoggin wide right, Kimes in motion. Derek Davis gives it to the fullback.
Chad Wall.
Plowing straight ahead over the 35 up to about the 36. That will move the chains. 1st and 10 Booneville.
And Larry, there was a flag that was thrown in there late. And you know what? I'm afraid that this may be an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Bearcats because there was a little bit of taunting that was going on, a little bit of back talk. And let's take a look. It is unsportsmanlike, but it's against West Fork.
Against West Fork. Well, maybe you saw the retaliation.
That's probably what it was. I did see a lot of mouthing going on in there, and they charged an unsportsmanlike against West Fork.
And some of the Tiger players are actually clapping for the play. Number 55's clapping. Let's see.
Well, they're trying to generate, I tell you, West Fork is just trying to generate some momentum here. And they know they're going to have to do it defensively. They've got to get Booneville stopped on this initial possession of the second half. Booneville now has a 1st and 10 inside West Fork territory at the 49 of West Fork.
Kimes in motion. Derek Davis gives it off to the fullback, 1st man through, and he gets it down to the 47-yard line. The pickup will be 2, 2nd and 8, Booneville from the 47 in Tiger territory.
Chad Wall on the carry that time. The initial read, let him go with the ball. Davis around the left end, carrying out the fake, and he's tackled in there by number 20, and that number 20 is Seth Redmond for the West Fork Tigers.
10:38 left in the 3rd. Bearcats in control by 2 touchdowns, buddy, but let's see if they can add more here from the 47.
2nd and 8. Long
snap count. You're right. You and I, great minds think alike. Is that the way it goes? 19, McDonald, 45, 40, 35, 30.
Forget about it. Touchdown.
Well, from 47 yards out, Jeremy McDonald has gotten the right sideline again, and when he gets that step, you can indeed forget about it.
Jeremy McDonald has some speed. He's got to get out in the open, kind of break the field up a little bit, but once he gets that angle, he can be gone.
20-0, Booneville. Haney will try the point after. That could be a backbreaker for the Tigers here unless they can get something going on offense their next possession.
There was a nice block out here in front by the Bearcats that time, and I believe that was number 60, Brett Cook, who came out from his guard position, pulling and did a great block to spring McDonald free.
Kick good. Your score, Booneville 21, West Fork nothing. We'll be back.
Where can you get fast, friendly pharmacy service? Why, Big World Drug, of course. Big World can help you with all things medical from your head to your feet, such as nutritional supplements and over-the-counter medications. But wait, there's more. Big World now has an enlarged Hallmark card section with a card for every occasion. Besides all things medical, Big World also provides extra services including cologne, gifts, and overnight film processing. Big World also has an expanded diabetic needs center with supplies and diabetic specialty foods. Come to Big World Drug on Highway 10 East in Booneville. Remember, if Bill can't get it, you probably don't need it.
We're back in West Fork. The Bearcats have extended their lead to 21-0. Maybe you'd like to pose that question for the listeners, buddy.
No.
That's an off-camera joke, folks. Off mic joke. We don't have a camera here.
It's probably a good thing.
Jason the Barber Rodats has the camera.
He's on the roof. He's not with us anymore.
The barber and his dad cut 53 heads of hair last weekend. It's got to be a world record. We got to get him in Guinness.
And they did it in, if I'm not mistaken, about 3 hours time.
But you know what kind of haircut it was? It was a military cut. Yeah.
That's right.
I think I can give. How many of those could I do in an hour? I don't know.
World War II, if you'd shorn a meal, they'd let you cut hair.
They'd let you do it.
That's right.
Haney's kick from the 25-yard line. Fielded at the 40. Back to the 45. He got close to the 40. Now they're going to mark him at the 44. It looked like his progress had gotten him to the 45. Ball carrier, Seth Redmond. You know, Elvis had his lock shorn at Fort Chaffee, somebody told me. Is that right?
That's exactly right. But now, if I remember correct, somebody scooped all that up, put it in an envelope. I've never seen them.
Sale? Look on eBay.
They've never done that. They've never done that for mine. And I know I've got more hair than he did.
Well, you do now.
That's true.
By the way, Andrew Haney was the young man who made that tackle that time down on the West Fork return. West Fork has returned the ball to the 44-yard line of West Fork. 1st and 10, Tigers.
Rennie gets the football. He's tripped up on a great play. Number 42 of the Bearcats.
Brad Riles.
Knifed him.
Nice play. Great penetration that time by Brad Riles. He was back there about as fast as the ball was.
Rennie didn't even have time to get a full head of steam up, and Riles cut his ankles out from under him at the 42-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 13 for the Tigers.
That young man didn't even get out of his stance hardly before Riles was back there making the tackle on him. 2-yard loss, 2nd 12. Ball at about the 42-yard line of the Tigers of West Fork.
One man wide to the left. Cody Prater waits too long to pitch it. He wanted to pitch it, and I'm telling you, hey, you can't wait that long.
They tried to run a veer play of their own to the left side, and the Booneville defense made great assignment football.
I don't think Cody could decide what to do with it, and that defense just converged on him at the 40-yard line, and that closed up quickly, buddy. 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
That's another 2-yard loss. Almost a 3-yard loss, so now West Fork is facing a 3rd down and 15. For a 1st down, ball is at the 40-yard line of West Fork.
Number 5, Chris Sprick comes back into the football game.
Got a broken bone set and twin receivers to the left.
Sprick goes back, wants to throw it, being pressured, finally gets the pass away, and he's out of bounds when he catches it. Complete to T.J. Rennie, but T.J. was out of bounds when he came down with it. That'll bring up a 4th down and 15, and the Tigers are going to have to kick it away again, and Prater will come in to handle the punting duties, and this young man has a strong leg. Great hang time, great distance he gets on his kicks.
Sprick, the quarterback that time, was under heavy pressure by number 33, and that's Nathan Waters. Nathan Waters was just really applying the pressure, and he had no choice but to throw it quick.
So Cody Prater back at the 28-yard line. He'll strike the football at about the 30. There's the kick. Great
nice
kick
punt.
again.
Another nice punt.
Great hang time. Fielded at the 18. Footing a little bit difficult to grab, but number 20, that's Curtis Christian, I believe, on the return. And Curtis lost his footing momentarily at the 18-yard line. It's got to be getting a little slick down on the grass, buddy. We got rain coming later tonight, a 50% chance, and it's gotten considerably cooler since we arrived at this stadium tonight.
And Curtis Christian was tackled on coverage that time by number 56, and that is Chris Watterson for the West Fork Tigers. Now Booneville sets up shop with their possession on the 33-yard line of Booneville.
Here come the Bearcats to the 33. Derek Davis at quarterback. In motion, Aaron Kimes. Davis pitches to Kimes.
Great block on the corner.
Kimes on a pretty good run up over the 35. We'll call it the 38-yard line on a 1st down run.
Well, McDonald can not only run the football, he can also block pretty well, because it was his job to kick that defensive corner out on the side to kick him out, and he did a great job of it, allowing the pitch back to receive the pitch from Davis and make a good, about a 4-yard carry all the way out to about the 42-yard line, or check that, 47 or 48-yard line of Booneville.
I believe that's the 37 or 30.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I stand corrected.
Well, we got a big pile up there at about the line of scrimmage, 37, 38-yard line, and that's right. Stacy, the haircut McCullough, just offered Buddy his glasses. You didn't see it, Buddy, but he did.
Yeah, that's okay.
This man sitting to my left can have a very droll sense of humor at times.
Davis that time on a veer play, midline veer, was met at the line of scrimmage.
38-yard
I think they're going to give him
line.
about a 1-yard gain.
3rd down, Buddy, about 5 for the 1st. Ball still on the hash mark to the far side. Derek Davis under center. The snap. He's going to go to the fullback. To the left side, up near the 1st down marker.
And I believe that's going to be Shaw.
Daniel Shaw back in the game for the Bearcats. Right you are, buddy. Disproving that you're in need of glasses.
Carrying out to about the 43-yard line.
Frankly, before I did. And I've got twice as many eyes as you do. Daniel Shaw.
Well, I just didn't wear my glasses tonight, obviously.
Well, they're going to measure. And it's a 1st down by half the length of the
First down,
football.
Daniel Shaw on the isolation play to the left side. Lead block by the left halfback out in front on a linebacker, and Shaw cuts to the inside. Does a great job.
Buddy's going to name his airplane the Bearcat.
Now, I haven't said that.
Bearcat.
Instead of Bearcat, the Aircat. A-I-R-C-A-T.
Yeah, I like that.
I think it's a great name. I come up with it, but he hadn't made up his mind whether he wants to use it or not.
I am leaning towards the fact that I probably won't. So
He will not name.
Is it legal to paint one purple and gold?
Yeah, sure it is.
He's going to have purple and gold on it. At least that's what I've been told.
I wonder if we can get one of those window flags on it.
I don't know.
Say what?
So I was wondering if you get one of those Bearcat window flags on it.
I don't think it'd stay on it.
That'd be a Bearcat trailer hitch cover. At the 48-yard line, Aaron Kimes goes in motion. Derek Davis pitches. Kimes midfield. Kimes 45, 40, 35, 30.
Still on
Puts
his
it back in. Still on his feet. Inside the 20. He's going to go all the way. Aaron Kimes on a simply great run. Had to regain his footing and his balance 2 or 3 times down the sideline.
Larry,
that's just a great run, buddy.
That was the lead option. Davis, the quarterback for Booneville, really hasn't been very successful all night with a lead option. However, contrary to that time the lead option worked very well. The pitch was on time. The halfback was in position and made a great cut with a good block out in front. kept his feet, went in for the touchdown.
Haney to kick the point after. He's boomed some PATs tonight. This is no exception. It's up, it's long enough, high enough, good enough. Your score, Booneville 28, West Fork nothing, and we will return.
Who's the first team in Logan County sports? Why, the Booneville Bearcats, of course. Just like the Booneville Bearcats, our first team works hard to provide quality banking services to our customers. Professional service with hometown friendliness and style. You've come to expect first team effort from the Bearcats. Now come see what your first team banker can do for you. We have all the banking services you need. Fast response to your requests, and with the same big smile you see on the faces of the Bearcats after a big win. So come join the first team at Community National Bank, Booneville. We'll put that same smile on your face. Community National Bank, Booneville, a division of the First National Bank at Paris, member FDIC.
We're back at Tiger Stadium in West Fork, Arkansas. Booneville is pulled in front now 28-0. We'll be kicking off again to the West Fork Tigers. We still have 6 minutes, 8 seconds left in the third quarter, and one more touchdown will get this into the special ruling.
Mercy ruling.
Mercy rule.
Haney setting up as he's going to approach the ball, soccer-style kicker.
Well, the defenses look marvelous tonight for the Bearcats after that blurb last Friday night. There's the kick, angled toward the left sideline.
Oh,
what
he
a
is stroked.
Right at the 20-yard line, and that had some authority on it.
That's 42, I believe, on that hit.
Number 2, Blake Hassel. The sophomore, well, welcome to high school football, huh?
Brad Riles, I believe, was the young man who went down with a kamikaze attitude and delivered a Bua-type lick.
Are you guys aware that they're, on ESPN2 tonight, they're televising a high school football game live, first time.
Is that tonight?
Evangel Christian from Louisiana playing LaSalle, California High School. LaSalle hasn't lost a game in 11 years, I heard.
I wonder if they'll replay that where we can see it.
I don't know. I'd like to see it, though.
I would like to see that. First and 10, West Fork. Looks like the ball is at their own 20-yard line.
Tigers.
Mix
Cody
up in the
Prater
backfield.
gives it to Rennie. Prater hands off to Rennie, tries it around the right side. Not much, maybe a yard on the play.
Well, West Fork had that all mixed up in the backfield. The quarterback turned around to hand the ball off with timing, and there was no timing. He had to just literally hand the ball to the halfback standing still, and that's not going to work against this quick Booneville defense.
See, I had one other suggestion for Buddy. He could call the airplane the Bearcat and spell it B-A-I-R-C-A-T. Do you get it, Stacey?
I'll get it, but I'm just I'm imagining that in my mind.
B-A-I-R-C-A-T, Bearcat.
I like Aircat better.
Okay. I just thought I'd run that by Stacey. There's the handoff up the
Counterplay
middle,
off to the
goes to
inside.
Rennie. Rennie again up over the 25 to about the 26, but I don't think Buddy's going to name his plane at all.
No.
Yeah, Davy Crockett named his rifle.
Old Betsy.
Old Betsy.
Okay.
I believe that's right. Somebody's going to call me in the morning and tell me I was
Old
wrong.
Betsy.
I think it's Old
right.
Betsy.
Probably old Betsy will give you a call.
At least Fess Parker named his rifle Old Betsy, but I don't know if the genuine Davy Crockett, the real Davy Crockett, did it. Dual wides to the left for the Tigers. They hand it off to the
fullback.
first man through. The fullback, you're right, buddy. And not much of a gain on the play.
I believe he's tackled in there by King and Tillery.
That was number 48, Ben Israel, the fullback.
And so now West Fork is going to be facing a 4th down and 3. And boy, it's hard to see where the ball spotted. It looks like about the 28-yard line of West Fork. So West Fork facing a 4th and 3 from their own 28. Looks like they're going to send number 17 back into punt formation, and that is Cody Prater.
And Cody Prater, he's gotten some rockets off tonight. There's another kid.
There's another one. He's a good athlete.
Can kick the football. Oh, fumbled at the 28, picked up at the 20. And let's see, they're going to nail him back inside the 20 at the 19. Boy, the Bearcats have had difficulty on special teams the last 2 weeks. Last week it jumped up to bite us. This week, fortunately, we're ahead by 4 touchdowns. But I'm telling you, the Close game, that can kill you.
Well, that's Curtis Christian on the reception there, and the ball just went through his hands and came off the front of his helmet and bounced behind him, forcing him to make a hasty retreat just to retain possession of the football. Booneville now will have possession at their own 19-yard line, 1st and 10 Bearcats.
Derek Davis gives it to Kimes down the left sideline again. He's into the secondary, loses his footing, or he could have gone a lot further that time. No, it's not. That's Tobler Turner. Pardon me. It's a 2-4.
And there are flags on the play, Larry. And that's going to be against the Bearcats.
Tobler Turner. Pretty good run. Going to be nullified and brought back.
It's a holding penalty against the Cats.
They'll mark it off from the 20-yard line. That'll be all the way back to the 10-yard line, and it'll leave the Cats with a 1st down and 20.
Well, I'm still having visions of that Ozark game to where we had about 5 holding penalties in a row.
Right in a row. You know, I've got this plain naming thing figured out. Just forget the purple and gold altogether. Paint it red and white and call it the Air Hog.
The Air Hog?
Air Hog, H-A-W-G.
Now, there you go.
Air Hog.
I don't think Buddy's impressed with that either.
I haven't been impressed all night, so... But that still doesn't make me not be friends with you. I mean, I can say...
We're just trying to give you some helpful advice, buddy.
I know.
Number 10, the fullback is Chad Wall, takes it up to about the 19-yard line. I don't know. I'm not a pilot. I don't even like to ride in the planes, but if I had a plane, I think I'd want to name it. It's more personal.
You have to name it.
Or what you could do is you could christen it with a bottle of champagne and the propeller fall off.
Michael Morris, Drew Scoggin, dual wides to the right. Derek Davis, at quarterback. 28-0 Booneville. 2nd down. 11 yards to go. There's McDonald, 40. Midfield, 40. 30. Forget about it. Touchdown, Booneville.
And that's going to go at the tune of about 81 yards.
81 yards, and for the 3rd time tonight, Jeremy McDonald has gotten the sideline, and it's been touchdown.
On that handback, boy, I'll tell you what, if you can get those blocks out on the corner and seal that, Jeremy McDonald, all he needs is just that crease and to give him a chance to kick those Jets in.
Well, if Haney puts this point through, buddy, that will put into effect the mercy rule. The lead would be 35-0 with 2:53 left in the 3rd quarter. Let's see if he can boot it true here. He's been perfect tonight.
I've been impressed with his elevation.
Ball down, kick up. It's no good. Off to the right. So you're going to have to wait for another score. 34-0 Booneville will be back.
Are you thinking of buying or selling a house? There's no need to panic. Help is on the way. Let Century 21 Fitzgerald Olson Realty come to your rescue. Big or small, in town or out, the dedicated professionals at Century 21 Fitzgerald Olson Realty can help take the worry out of your next real estate transaction. Let the professionals at Century 21 work for you. Century 21 Fitzgerald Olson Realty, Highway 10 East in Booneville, 675-4141.
Back, West Fork, Arkansas. The Booneville Bearcats have just scored again. Jeremy McDonald, 81 yards down the right sideline. Touchdown. Haney's point after went awry. Off to the right, 34-0 Booneville. We've got 2:53 left in the 3rd quarter. Andrew Haney. There's the kick. End over end. Trailing off to the left. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, ball is loose. I believe the Bearcats have it. At least that's a signal from some of the Cats. Let's see if they were premature.
They're always going to.
No, West Fork has it.
West Fork was able to recover. Boy, that was close.
Well, I get every time I see the the team we root for.
Yeah.
Motion that we've got at Arkansas has done us that way. A couple of the players said, "We got it, we got it."
They have been.
Man, we didn't get it.
They have been known to mislead us.
That's right.
Every now and again.
But it kind of gets your hopes up prematurely, doesn't it, buddy?
It does. And West Fork, after being able to maintain possession on that fumble on the kickoff return, does.
Well, that was a live ball down there.
Yes, it was.
You got about 22 guys all going after it. Deep pitch, T.J. Rennie. Rennie trying to make the 30, gets up to the 29-yard line, and he's going to be stopped there.
It's going to be about a 3-yard gain. That's a quick pitch again. We saw that play early in the first quarter. And the
Michael
same play
Morris,
again, a quick pitch
Jeremy
to the left-hand
McDonald
side.
combined to make the stop. 2:32 left, clock running.
3-yard gain. West Fork now has the ball at their own 29-yard line.
35 checks in with the play. Clay Quinton, a junior for the West Fork Tigers.
2:19 remaining in the third period, and Booneville leads 34-0 over West Fork.
Out of the shotgun now, Cody Prater. Cody, a little handoff, fake the throw. Handed off, nothing doing, back to the 29-yard line.
He ran a little draw play, a little wraparound draw to the fullback, Israel, that time out of the shotgun formation. However, it appears there was no gain on the play.
No gain. I thought for a minute there they were going to try to pull the old Statue of Liberty play.
I've never seen that play run.
Never seen it in the game, neither. I guess it's still legal.
Yeah, where the quarterback actually goes back to pass.
Yeah,
and the
you
guy
take it
runs,
out of his hand.
Takes it
yeah.
out of his hand.
Run with it. Out of the shotgun, Cody Prater again. Third down, 7 yards to go. Prater fakes the throw, keeps the football, gets over the 30 to the 31, but he's going to be a couple of yards, well, about 5 yards shy, actually, the first down. Fourth down. Clock moving at a minute 20.
He's going to be tackled in there by Aaron Plunkett, number 56 for the Bearcats.
Well, the Bearcats have looked good tonight on offense and defense, buddy.
Well, they were a little lethargic in the second period. However, the third period they have owned. And so that's a pleasant sight for the
Three
Bearcats
third-quarter touchdowns for the Bearcats. Pulling away, 34-0. Prater kicks it.
That's the worst punt he's had all night,
It
right
is,
there.
off the side of the foot, and it's going to go out of bounds inside the 30 at about the 29, 28-yard line.
You know, that's not too bad. 10, 20, 30, 5, still about a 38-yard punt, and that's the worst thing he's hit all night.
That's right.
So that young man can punt a football, no doubt.
Got a strong leg, Cody
Yes, he
Prater.
does. And he gets rid of the ball quickly, too. The snap, he doesn't have to be set up too far behind the line of scrimmage because he kicks it on a two-step drop, or a two-step approach, should I say, and gets rid of it quick. Booneville now has a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. See if we see any new faces. Chad Wall, I think, is now in at quarterback, and he is.
Derek Davis leaves the game at quarterback. Chad Wall takes over. There's a handoff. Let's see. We're going to try to set the new players who are in.
I think we're going to see some all-new skill players.
And that would be number 30, Chris Goff, into the game. And Chris picks up about 3. 2nd and 7. So you are seeing a host of fresh white jerseys in the game, buddy.
Amos Bryant also checks in.
Amos Bryant.
Number 14. 24. Tobler Turner in as in the right halfback.
Tobler Turner gets the call. Tries the left side and going to get it up over the
and still
35 to the 36. Tobler Turner's gotten quite a few carries this year, buddy. Played, I don't want to say sparingly. The young man's been used quite often.
Quite often, yeah.
In the first 7 games of the season.
Larry, that is the end of the third quarter.
And your score, Booneville 34, West Fork nothing, and we'll be back with number 4 after this.
The art major at State, the architect major at the university, the accountant at grad school. As diverse as they are, they all have 2 things in common. The same parents and their free Regions checking accounts. With Regions free Essential Banking, you get a free Visa check card, free checks, free online banking, and more. And with over 680 locations, Regions is sure to have a bank wherever your kids go to school. Now that's the spirit. Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC Championships.
Come experience regional banking with hometown service. Regions Bank, Highway 10 East in Booneville, 675-4212.
We're back at West Fork, just about to kick off the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left in this one, buddy. 34-0 Booneville. Just a point shy of the mercy rule being in effect. If the Bearcats had negotiated that last point after, the mercy rule would be in effect, and this fourth quarter might speed by.
Yeah, and the clock would continue to run. However, Booneville does have a 3rd down and 2 with Chad Wall at quarterback.
Chad Wall's going to give it up the middle. 25,
Great
I
run.
believe. That's Levi Luter.
Levi Luter is quite a football player. Well, we're going to get to see some more of Levi, hopefully in the coming years, and hopefully more this year. But he hit the hole quickly. I mean, quickly he was in there. And it carries across the 40 up to the 45 of Booneville for a 1st down.
Bearcats want to hang on to the ball, burn the clock. They've got this one in the bag, 34-0, 4th quarter. We just started.
Hand off to number 30.
Chad Wall, Chris Goff with the football up over the 45. Ran up his own man's back, it looked like, at the 47-yard line.
That's a nice aggressive carry by Goff that time.
Pickup of 2. But 2nd and 8 for Booneville.
Nice blocking out in front. The Booneville 2nd offensive unit is in full force right now and moving the football. Doing a great job.
So some of these young men getting valuable playing time and experience tonight. There's the handoff. Tobler Turner's all wrapped up in a neat little package right down below us at the 48-yard line. Number 35 in on the tackle for West Fork, along with a host of other black jerseys.
Nice play by number 35.
Clay Quinton.
Clay Quinton.
They give him the 49-yard line. It'll be a 3rd down, buddy, and that looks like about 5 or 6 for the 1st.
And the 2nd unit continues to play, and Booneville takes advantage of this 34-0 lead to give some young men the opportunity to play.
Kyle Murray, wide left in the game now. In motion, Chris Goff. Chad Wall gives it up the middle to first man through. Fullback position, that would be number 25, Levi Luter. And Levi gets up a little bit slow.
And that's not going to be enough for a 1st down.
It will be a 4th down and a couple of yards shy, maybe even 3 yards shy. Clock moving at 9:50 left in this football game. Booneville in charge, in control, 34-0, and about to get back on another shutout string, buddy. After starting the season with, 3 consecutive shutouts. The kick, Derek Davis punts it.
On an angle.
Picked up at the 15. Sprick.
Whoa!
Chris Sprick up to the 25-yard line. It'll be a 10-yard return.
And he is tackled by number 53, Corey Carter. Corey Carter, we have seen some excellent hits by that young man during the course of the year. And Corey Carter just a little bit offline that time, had to just wrap him up and bring him to the ground. And so now West Fork is going to take over, 1st and 10. The ball is about the 23-yard line of West Fork. Hand off to the fullback right up the middle.
Up to the 25, but that's all he got.
That's 48, Israel.
2nd down and 8 from there.
Ben Israel, about a 2-yard carry, like you said. And right now, the West Fork Tigers are not showing a whole lot of life as they're bouncing around and getting back to the huddle. I guess with the score as it stands 34-0 deep into the 4th quarter, there's just not a whole lot for these young men to be excited about right now.
T.J. Rennie on the carry. Turns it upfield over the 31-yard line where he'll be hit. Tackled right there, number 10.
And he is coming up slow,
Number 19, Jeremy McDonald on the tackle, and T.J. Rennie is a little bit shaken up on the play. Could be the
slow.
Wind might have had. No, he's. Let's see where he's hurting at.
He acts like he's got an ankle that's heavily taped.
He's favoring that ankle.
And yeah, he is. He's reached over to get that ankle, and it appears that he's hurt that taped ankle.
So Rennie's going to be coming out of the game. Number 17, Cody Prater checks in, along with number 5, Chris Sprick for the West Fork Tigers. Clock is stopped momentarily with the injury, 8:26 when they crank it back up. And they're going to start it. We're approaching the 8-minute mark in this 4 AAA conference matchup between the Booneville Bearcats and the West Fork Tigers. Chris Sprick is at quarterback again. He goes up the middle
ahead
to the fullback, Ben Israel, and he gets up to about the 34, perhaps the 35-yard line. 8 minutes. They move the chains, though, on a third down, get the first down.
That is enough for a West Fork first down. And we've got several new jerseys coming in on defense, Larry. The entire defensive line, defensive end core, and linebacker core are new jerseys, Larry. We'll try to get some numbers in here. Back to pass, 5, Sprick. Got a man. Almost picked off. I'll tell you, Larry.
Well, Sprick was aiming that football for Robert Smith, the junior wideout, and didn't get it to him.
If number 30, Chris Goff, could have just got turned around just a moment sooner, he had an opportunity to get his hand on that football. So with the incompletion, West Fork will now be looking at a second down and 10 from the 35-yard line of West Fork. West Fork breaks the huddle. Looks
One
like
wide out to the left for the Tigers. Cody Prater's in motion. Sprick wants to throw. Fires it over the middle, incomplete. Thrown a little bit low, intended for
low.
Clay Quinton.
You know, unfortunately for Sprick, Quinton was open. He was running
Quinton
a crossing
was open.
pattern. Yeah, he was open. He was running a crossing route, and Sprick just threw the ball at his feet and didn't give his receiver a chance to catch the football.
Well, West Fork came out blazing, buddy, throwing the football. They've reverted back to that here, but it may be a little too late.
Too late. Third down 10, West Fork. Fake up the
Sprick
middle.
wants to throw again. Out in the flat. Got his man. 40 up to the midfield stripe. 45. Tobler Turner with the tackle out and pushes the ball carrier Cody Prater out of bounds at the 43-yard line. That'll be a first and 10 for the West Fork Tigers.
Well, that'll give the West Fork fans something to cheer about, because he does make a good reception. I don't know how he got so wide open. He was absolutely wide open in that left flat. And a good throw by Sprick, hit him in stride and gave him an opportunity to keep his feet, and ran the ball all the way into Booneville territory, all the way down to the 44-yard line of Booneville. First and 10, Tigers.
Still 7.5 minutes left for the Tigers to get on the board. They trail 34-0. Cody Prater gets it again. Prater tries to sneak outside. Thought about going inside. Saw a lot of congestion there and cut quickly back outside. Got down to the 40-yard line.
Number 40 for Booneville, Drew Scoggin.
Second down, Prater's going to pick up about 4 or 5 on the play. Call it second and 6.
Number 53, Corey Carter, in on defense now. Number 58 for the Bearcats, Kyle Robertson. Let me take a look. I see number 70, I believe, for Booneville. That is James Mott.
Daniel Yates is wide left for West Fork. Chris Sprick back into the game. He's
little swing pass.
throws it out complete all the way down to the 34-yard line. Sprick has been injured much of the night, buddy. Was walking it out on the sideline. They've gotten him back into the game here in the fourth quarter, and he's connected on the last couple of pass attempts. This one carries down to the Booneville 34, and the clock is stopped while they measure for the first down.
Yeah, the official's timeout is for the first down. I'm trying to catch some more of those numbers of the new faces out there on defense, Larry. Also, number 30 is out there, and that is Chris Goff.
Well, if we can catch him.
Number 63 is on defense also, and that's Cody McConnell. And that is enough for a West Fork first down.
Number 53, Corey Carter, is out there.
The ball is now spotted at the 44-yard line of Booneville. First and 10, West Fork after that first down.
Number 70, James Mott, also new in the game for the Bearcats. Chris Sprick under center. Wants to throw. He's going to be nailed all the way back at the 47. Number 63, Cody McConnell, the senior.
Great job, Cody.
Just all over him, a blanket of white and purple.
Great job. I mean, he was in the backfield about the time that the play fake was complete.
5:57, buddy, left in this one.
Sprick didn't even have a chance to complete his play fake.
No chance.
No chance at all. McConnell was back there. 5:48 remaining, and the score is still Booneville 34, West Fork nothing. Ball is now at the 45-yard line of Booneville, and a second and about 20 for a first down West Fork faces.
Sprick wants to throw out of the pocket, firing over the middle, high for number 82. Daniel Yates had him open, but threw it behind him and a little bit high.
He was open, and as you stated, it wasn't placed where it needed to be to make the reception.
That'll bring up a third down. We're looking at something north of 20 yards to go for a first.
Well, I think the coaching staff for West Fork is now conceded. I just saw the playbook get thrown down on the sideline.
Does that mean it's all over?
I think they pulled the last one out of the hat that didn't work right there. So now still facing a 3rd and 20. West Fork is going to line up.
They've got 4 guys wide, 2 on either side. The
Draw
fullback,
play.
the only back, and nobody's fooled. Back at midfield, Ben Israel is just smothered at the midfield stripe. Let's see who the tacklers are. 23 in on it, 53 in on it, 55 in on it. So that would be Jake Bolyard,
Alex Mashburn,
Nathan Waters, who else? Mashburn?
Alex
50,
Mashburn.
55, Alex Mashburn. Just all over.
That's been a great defensive stand by that second unit.
Bearcats have to switch teams quickly because we're going to get enough guys on the field. Let's see. No flags. There's the kick by Cody Prater. They're going to let it drop. This is not a very long kick by Prater on this time. Of course, he didn't need a long one. They're not working with as much field, but it's going to go down inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line, it looks like, buddy.
Yep.
For the top, where the Bearcats will put it in play with 4:42 left in the game.
Yeah, it wasn't a long punt, but like you said, that's not exactly what they wanted there. He got the ball inside the 20, and that's always a plus. So, again, Prater does a great job punting the football. Booneville second unit offense, and even probably some third unit players in now. They'll have to take the ball the distance from the 18-yard line.
Well, let's see if these second, third teamers get a chance. This is what they look forward to, getting a chance to play. They're getting that chance tonight.
Chad Wall on the veer play to the left side chooses to carry the ball himself, and
He's all wrapped up.
looks like
I don't believe he got
little.
very much, if anything. And Stacy has managed to, did you notice, he's managed to keep us on the air with a very dubious cell phone connection that he
magic.
was greatly worried about prior to going on the air, whether it would hold up.
Well, I have threatened that thing with its life, sir.
There you go.
Done a great job.
We're here. This is the backup to our backups. Actually,
It's
what
the
this is.
double backup.
It's the double backup.
Clock moving with 4 minutes left in the football game. Booneville 34, West Fork nothing. Chad Wall gives it to the first man through.
I believe that's going to be Luter. That was a nice run by Levi Luter.
Levi Luter kind of explodes at the line, doesn't he?
He acted like he knew what he was doing when he ran up in there, didn't he? You talk about some explosiveness. He carried the ball down.
Just a sophomore, buddy. So many underclassmen on this Bearcat team.
This is a young Bearcat football team. Very young, very talented.
And the thing about it is, we're talking at halftime, probably 10 or 12 teams in the AAA this year have a legitimate chance at winning the state championship.
I think the key of whoever's going to win the state championship this year is not necessarily who's the most talented. It's just who's going to get hot.
That's right.
I tell you, I think
we do have a flag at the 25-yard line on the last play. Bearcats are running in their punting unit, it looks like. That was a third down play. They'll kick it out. You were talking probably a dozen teams with a chance of winning, and whoever has the hot hand when the playoffs get here.
Well,
and the Bearcats are one of those dozen.
They're one of those teams. There's at least 3 teams, or possibly 4 out of our conference that could do that. The team that I think that everybody thinks has the most talent is not necessarily playing the best football right now, and that's Prescott.
Prescott struggled the last couple of weeks. Still number 1, CAC, Central Arkansas Christian.
Well,
they're 7-0, ranked second. Barely got by Mansfield.
Barely got by Mansfield, who's representing our conference very well. So I think when you talk about parity in college football, 3 AAA.
I'll tell you what, the AAA state playoffs this year will be interesting.
Booneville, 1st and 10 at about the 28-yard line of Booneville. Hand off to number 23.
Hands it off to 23.
He's got some room.
More room. Back in nicely at the 40.
Nice cut. Another nice
30,
cut. And he could
25,
go.
The 20, touchdown. Number 23, Jake Bolyard, goes all the way for Booneville.
Now that was a great run.
Great run.
That was a great run. You talk about picking up blockers, trying to find a seam, keeping your feet when you're off balance. That was a great run.
40-0 Booneville on Bolyard's run, and we're trying to add it up. Where was the line of scrimmage? You remember exactly?
The 29, I think, is where it started.
That would be a 71-yard touchdown run by Jake Bolyard. Now let's see if they go for two. I would doubt it, really. 40-0, and Bearcats take a timeout. You want to keep it here? We're going to keep it here for the timeout. Booneville charged with a timeout. 40-0 with 2:38 left. Bearcats call the timeout, and I know they're going to have Haney attempt the point after. He's tying back his shoe over there, isn't he?
You know,
Haney?
One of the things that Jason's showing right now on the camera, if you look over there across the way here at the stands, although there's not very many people sitting in a seat, there's not very many places to sit free over there.
Great contingent of Booneville fans. In fact, I would say there's more Bearcat fans here tonight than Tiger fans.
Oh, I know
I'd say
that.
right now there is.
Yeah, I know that.
There's been a steady stream drifting away on this side, I've noticed.
I think at the start of the game it would have been close.
We've got a lot of aluminum seats right out here in front of us, I can see.
Well, you'd have to admit it'd be a little bit difficult to sit here through the whole game unless you had a son playing in this match with the score the way it is right now.
So
looks like Wayne Pack is going to be on.
Wayne Pack is going to try one. You're right, buddy. Off of Derek Davis's hold. Davis gets it down. Pack gets it up. Way up. Good. Beautiful kick. Your score, Booneville 41. West Fork nothing, and we'll be back.
He kicked that in the parking lot.
Smee Drugstore in the heart of downtown Booneville has been proudly supporting the Bearcats since 1940. They have a complete prescription service, third-party billing for numerous plans, and for Arkansas Medicaid, Our Kids First, and Medicare. Ask Mary Beth, Jan, or Tara about your diabetic supplies, ostomy supplies, or recommendations for over-the-counter products. Mandy and Tina will assist you at the cash register or with a gift selection. Distinctive bar and glassware, Trevis tumblers, purses, totes, accessories bags, wildlife sculptures by Big Sky Carvers, home and garden accessories for every decor, tableware, frame pictures, crystal hollowware, china, stoneware, flatware, candles, recipe books, and much, much, much more at Smee Drugstore, 675-2306.
Bearcats swing back into action at home next Friday night, a Halloween night game against the Greenland Pirates.
What are you going to dress up as?
I think we ought to dress up.
I'll
be scary enough if I come as I am.
Oh, fumble!
Oh, what a hit. Bearcats have the football.
Bearcats are going to have the football.
What a lick. Was it Chris Frick that had the ball knocked loose
I
from
believe
him?
that it was, Larry.
Man alive. You got folks, you're going to be seeing the playback on this tomorrow. But what a hit number 5, Chris Frick took.
He went one way, the ball went the other, and three Bearcats.
Number 84, Michael Morris, gets up favoring his right shoulder. Was it Michael Morris that put a shoulder in?
I believe it was, and he stung himself a little bit. Actually, it looks like he stung his lower back a little bit.
Man alive.
Well, Larry, you ought to be able to take this like Halloween thing pretty serious. I mean, you're the slasher flick king.
I'm a slasher flick freak. Really?
You are.
Now, what are we going to do? Are the kids, what are they going to do? Are we going to have trick-or-treat next Friday night, Booneville?
Do what now?
Are we going to have trick-or-treat, or is everybody going to be at the game?
I'm sure after the game's over, there'll be
After the game?
Yeah.
Chad Wall takes a knee.
Now,
so there's a minute
55,
37.
Number 55 of the Bearcats doing a little pushing and shoving with, did not get the number on the other side of the black jersey. Alex Mashburn a little bit upset with something that was done or said down there, and there's a penalty stepped off.
I think it's delay of game.
A delay of game.
Right. Booneville right now is just trying to burn the clock off so they can go into the clubhouse.
You mean to tell me that the kids are not going to start trick-or-treating until somewhere around 10 o'clock next Friday night?
No, I'm sure they will.
Is that what you're saying?
But they better not come by my house before 10 o'clock.
You mean after 10? Or
after that, I'm probably going to be in bed.
Down to a knee goes Chad Wall,
and the clock is going to continue to run. Now it's minute 5 seconds remaining, and continues to run. And I'm sure Booneville will do again the same thing, to burn as much time as they can and down the football.
I can't remember when Booneville played a Halloween night game on a Friday night at home. Well, I'm sure it's happened before in the time that we've lived in Booneville.
Oh, I'm sure it has. But you know, in Booneville, football takes precedence over all things.
Just about.
Somebody jumps on the line.
And so in the process of trying to run the clock out, we have an illegal procedure penalty.
Another 5 stepped off against the Bearcats for procedure, and we're down to 31 seconds. And guess what, folks? We're still going to have to snap the ball one more time. Play clock will be set at, 25 seconds. We got
26 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to have to snap it once or take a knee here.
There's about 5 seconds difference between the play clock and the 25-second clock.
At any rate, this will be the last play. Chad Wall is going to take a knee here, and this game is going to be history. The Bearcats are going to move to 6-2 in 4 AAA, and that's going to be it.
That's going to be the last play.
Your final score is going to be the Booneville Bearcats 41, the West Fork Tigers nothing. Bearcats advance to 6-2, and that sets up a big one, buddy, next Friday night against the Greenland Pirates on Halloween night in Booneville, Arkansas.
No doubt. I tell you, Greenland shocked Ozark. And, you know, just about the time Ozark, with everybody was, including us, that they're saying Ozark's in the driver's seat, the very next week, Greenland says something about that. And so Greenland has, you know, we were impressed last year with Greenland. Greenland, even though Booneville beat them pretty soundly at Greenland,
they gave a good account of themselves.
They gave a great account for themselves in 4 AAA in the playoffs.
They were just a hair's breadth away from the semifinals.
Yes, they were. And they took a state finalist team, Rivercrest, right down to the wire in their enemy territory.
They sure did.
And Greenland has got tradition. They're a lot like Booneville. They have typically been a smaller team than Booneville, I mean, as far as population-wise.
Spent a lot of years, didn't they, in Double-A before making the move up.
But they have had some tradition. They have had some great football teams, good football program down there, and they know how to win. And
they're looking to, we were talking about that. What are they, 6-1, Greenland, or 5-2?
They have only got one conference loss. They lost to Waldron.
I think they lost one non-conference, so they would be 5-2, I think, on the year. But Booneville is 6-2 now. We don't have any results from Greenland's game, but the Bearcats in a must-win situation next week. It looks like, unless a lot of strange things happen, the Bearcats are destined for a 3rd seed from 4 AAA, buddy, which would put them on the road throughout the playoffs. If some things happen right, but you're talking about Ozark having to lose at least 2 more games and Waldron having to lose 3. That's what would happen a conference before we can win the championship.
Yeah, and that's kind of, and I think with 2 losses, that's kind of out of sight right now. I mean, nothing's impossible. So we're having to look at some of those later seeds in there. But Greenland's going to be an issue. I mean, they're coming into Booneville Stadium, Bearcat Stadium, which I thoroughly enjoy that, the fact that we've got them at home. But that's going to be an issue.
Are you saying you don't want to go back to Greenland to broadcast this year? Is that what you're saying?
I just like home.
Okay.
Home's a good place.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Home's a good place to play, and I'll tell you, we need another win under our belt.
Can you believe we're 2 weeks away from the end of regular season?
That's hard to believe.
It's almost impossible to believe. It seemed like just yesterday we started the year.
This year has really flown by. And, you know, as we spoke about it earlier, there's, like you said, about a dozen or so teams. Any one of those teams can win this thing state championship-wise. There's not a Warren that's out there this year that is just dominating play. Everybody thought that was going to be Prescott, and Prescott by far is probably one of the most talented teams out there. But they've shown that they can be beat also. So who knows? It's anybody's game, and that's the great thing about high school football. The destiny is in your hands. It's your choice.
At any rate, you're going to see 4 AAA represented, I think, very well in the state playoffs. I think the 4 entries that we're going to have this year in the tournament, in the state playoffs, are going to show pretty well.
I think Waldron has surprised a lot of people.
They really have, and they're unbeaten in conference. I don't know. Where were they going tonight? Do you know?
I think they play Ozark next week. I know that Mansfield, which is a factor
Waldron
in this.
plays at Paris, if memory serves me correctly, tonight. So
Mansfield is playing a factor in this 4 AAA conference this year. They've got a good football team this year, and they're at Greenland tonight. I mean, so we could probably see their stadium lights from here if we got out and looked. But I haven't heard any scores as to what took place there.
We do know what took place here.
Yes,
the Booneville Bearcats get back on a winning streak. They create another one, 41-0. So the shutout streak has started all over again. Defense played well. The offense, buddy, in the second half was exceptional.
Yeah.
4 second-half touchdowns for the Bearcats tonight. They led 14-0 at the half. and just ran away with it in the second half to close it out at 41-0.
And got a little confidence back under their belts going in against Greenland. I know that Booneville will have a good week of preparation, and I hope to see you next week.
That's about it. That's all the damage we can do from West Fork tonight. And Stacy, our esteemed colleague, will be spending the night hereabout. Will you? I think you're going to invade your parents' home.
Actually, it's my in-laws, and actually, I think we will be heading back tonight. It'll just be quite a bit later.
Oh, you are going to go back tonight?
There's lots to do tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You got the big,
there's
happenings.
a ton of stuff going on tomorrow, so I think we're going to be heading back late.
Well, have a good trip. We'll try to have a good one ourselves. Thanks for listening, folks. Tune in again next Friday night, Greenland at Booneville. The Bearcats will go for number 7. It's good to have Buddy back.
It is good to be here. And I should be here the rest of the year.
And we're thinking about having a contest on Name the Plane, and where we can invite the listeners to send in a name for the Swift One's airplane. The Swift One might be okay.
That might be okay. Swift One. That's not too bad.
Once again, your final, Booneville 41, West Fork nothing. Until next Friday night for everybody here. So long, everybody.